Hello and welcome to day 2 of our Small Talk Without Freezing challenge. I'm your host, Emma, and I'm excited to help you improve your conversation skills. Today, we're going to focus on asking open-ended questions to encourage meaningful conversations. Are you ready to get started?
That's right, Emma. Open-ended questions are a great way to show interest in others and keep the conversation flowing. So, what exactly are open-ended questions? Can you give our listeners some examples, Emma?
Of course, Liam. Open-ended questions are those that can't be answered with a simple yes or no. They usually start with what, how, or why, and they encourage the other person to share their thoughts and feelings. For example, what do you like to do in your free time? Or how was your weekend?
I see what you mean. So it's all about being curious and genuinely interested in getting to know the other person. Now, let's practice with a role play. Emma, can you ask me an open-ended question, and I'll respond as if we were in a real conversation?
Sounds like fun. Okay, Liam, what's been the highlight of your month so far? Please, listeners, repeat the question out loud and think about how you would answer it. This will help you practice your English speaking skills.
That's a great question, Emma. For me, the highlight of my month has been trying out a new restaurant in town. The food was amazing and the atmosphere was really cozy. How about you, Emma? What's been the best part of your month?
I'm glad you liked the restaurant, Liam. As for me, I recently attended a language exchange event, and it was fantastic to meet new people and practice different languages. Now, let's talk about some useful phrases and sentence patterns that you can use to ask open-ended questions. Can you think of any, Liam?
One phrase that comes to mind is, "Can you tell me more about?" It's a great way to show interest in what the other person is saying and to keep the conversation going. For example, "Can you tell me more about your job?" Or "Can you tell me more about your hobbies?"
Exactly, Liam. Using phrases like, "Can you tell me more about?" or "That's really interesting, can you elaborate?" can help you delve deeper into the conversation and build a connection with the other person. Now, let's practice with another role play. This time, I want you to ask me an open-ended question, and I'll respond.
Okay, Emma, what's something that you're looking forward to doing in the next few months? Please, listeners, repeat the question and think about how you would answer it. This will help you practice your English speaking skills and get ready for your own conversations.
I'm actually planning a trip to the beach, and I'm really excited about it. The thought of relaxing by the sea and enjoying the sunshine is just what I need after a busy period. Now, it's your turn, listeners. I want you to ask someone you meet today 3 open-ended questions. This could be a friend, family member, or even a stranger. Just remember to be genuine and curious and see where the conversation takes you.
That's a great challenge, Emma. And to help our listeners, we'll provide some examples of open-ended questions on our website. You can find the link in the description below. Now, let's think about what we've learned today and how we can apply it to our daily conversations.
As we move forward in this challenge, remember that the key to mastering open-ended questions is to be curious and genuinely interested in others. Don't be afraid to ask questions and listen actively to what the other person has to say. And most importantly, have fun with it.
I completely agree, Emma. Now, let's look ahead to tomorrow's challenge. We'll be exploring another essential skill for small talk, active listening. We'll discuss how to show that you're engaged in the conversation and provide feedback to the other person.
Active listening is such a crucial part of any conversation, and it's often overlooked. But with the right techniques and practice, you can become a great listener and build stronger relationships with others. So, get ready to learn more about active listening and how to apply it in your daily conversations.
We'll also be sharing some tips on how to avoid common pitfalls, such as interrupting or zoning out, and how to stay focused on what the other person is saying. It's going to be a really valuable lesson, and I'm excited to share it with our listeners.
I'm looking forward to it too, Liam. And I'm sure our listeners are eager to learn more about active listening and how to improve their conversation skills. Let's keep the conversation going and see where it takes us.
Absolutely, Emma. The more we practice and learn, the more confident we'll become in our ability to engage in small talk and build meaningful connections with others. So, let's keep moving forward and exploring the world of small talk together.
That's the right attitude, Liam. And I'm sure our listeners are feeling more confident and excited about their own conversation skills. Let's keep the momentum going and see what tomorrow's challenge brings.
I'm curious to know what our listeners think about open-ended questions and how they've been using them in their conversations. Maybe we can even share some of their stories and experiences in a future episode.
That's a great idea, Liam. We'd love to hear from our listeners and share their stories. It's all about creating a community and supporting each other in our language learning journey.
Absolutely, Emma. And speaking of community, we'll be exploring how to use open-ended questions to build connections with others in different social situations. It's going to be a really interesting topic, and I think our listeners will find it very useful.
I'm looking forward to it, Liam, and I'm sure our listeners are too. Let's keep the conversation going and see where it takes us. What do you think is the most challenging part of asking open-ended questions, Liam?
For me, it's probably remembering to listen actively and not interrupting the other person. It's easy to get carried away and start talking about our own experiences, but it's so important to let the other person share their thoughts and feelings.
That's a great point, Liam. Active listening is such a crucial part of any conversation, and it's something we'll be exploring in more depth tomorrow. But for now, let's focus on asking open-ended questions and seeing where they take us.
Sounds like a plan, Emma, and I'm sure our listeners are excited to start practicing their open-ended questions and seeing the impact it has on their conversations. Let's keep the conversation going and see what happens next.